Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the stream. How's your Friday going? Welcome to the Exercitic Show. Last stream, we didn't have a stream yesterday, but the stream before that, we were working on doing polygon modeling of a character called Makonnen. He's a character that a guy, one of my friends, Jerome Griffith, he made a character who's a kind of Christian Ethiopian warrior. He has armor and all sorts of stuff. So we were doing traditional polygon modeling to to get him working and stuff like that. So I just want to shout out Broly77777 for like, did I do the right amount of sevens? I don't know, but Broly, I want to shout out Broly for recently following me here on Twitch. Hey, what's up? How you doing? And everybody else on YouTube who normally check me out, and of course anybody that lurks here on Twitch. Just want to say thanks again for checking your boy out. Hope these videos are actually helping you have a real sense of what it's like to do 3D stuff in Blender, in 3D code, and just general production. Let me know. Leave a comment. You can leave a suggestion in the suggestion box. Whatever it is, just let me know what this stream means to you, and any ideas of what I could do different or better. I know someone one time was like, hey, your avatars are too big, your sprites are too big, and I actually made them a little bit smaller. So we do take suggestions. Okay guys, so let's jump right into it. Let's continue to work on Makonnen in Blender 4.1.1. Let's go. It's the first freeform hour. All right, here we are. Okay, so let's load up Makonnen, the Makonnen model. Okay, so we were just doing like a basic polygon kind of model mock-up. Another thing you can do is to load the actual image in here and then start to tweak things to kind of get it closer to that. But what I was doing, I was trying to train my eye so that I could look at Makonnen here and try to get some of his likeness across there. And right now, like, his eyes need fixing and a whole bunch of different things. But it's very good to try to train your eye to just have an image right there and try to translate it into a 3D model. It's a good practice. Now, everybody doesn't have to do it, but it's something that I like to check out and do from time to time. Okay, so I'm gonna start connecting some of these strips here. You see, like, this strip here needs another line to come in like that, or this could be all merged into one. But I think based upon what this is, we need another cut. So we're doing a good bit of cuts, but eventually it should all work out. let's make one more cut. Yep, that's a cut right there. Hold on, guys. Let's do that. See, it almost cuts itself. There you go. So we got these strips running like this, like that. That's what we're gonna try to work towards. Okay, just working on it. If I go a little silent, guys, it's just, I'm going to focus here for a minute. And also, I'm well aware that the stream is early, so that's all good. Let's go. Let's listen to some music. How's it going next, Nikki? How are you doing? Okay, so I think I got most of the loops kind of in here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the face. I mean, this is kind of like a little bit in a mess. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring the face closer to the shape of the actual drawing. So I'm gonna load the drawing in, and I'm gonna try to bring the face into submission in terms of the overall shape. Then after that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to deal with each part, like the ear, the mouth, the nose. Really deal with those parts and just continue to tweak. You know, things like shoulders and body, you know, is really fun. Face is a lot of fun too. But we could do almost anything with those other things. Let's see if we can really get the face to look good. This part of the head here really needs to balance out. It looks horrible. I'm just gonna grab that down. Okay, let's I'm gonna load in the face and let's get the overall proportions of what this face is supposed to look like. Let's get that happening. Alright, screwing around with the shoulder a little too much. Let's jump in here and get the face happening. Matter of fact, hold on. Let's get rid of this for now. Not important. There you go. Alright. Hold on here for a minute. Let me just double check this. Okay, that's a quad. Okay, great. I'm gonna use images as planes, I believe. Image, and I want it as background. Also, you could do like image reference. I think background is fine because I just want to be able to see this guy. I think the animation player was just playing. What? Okay, let's put that back. Okay, here we go. Oh, I think maybe Alt A is play animation. I think I hit that by accident. Image. Let's just go background. Should be all good. I would want one just with his face. I'm thinking background. I might not be able to crop it, so I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna make one of his face right here, real quick, in the GIMP. Just grab that up. I'm just gonna go perfect square. Hey, what's up, Midnight Steel? What's up? How you doing? You look forward to the weekend? That is awesome. Okay guys, I'm gonna move up the image of his face. So now I should be able to actually start to work the mesh into how his face looks. I'm just gonna bring the eyes kind of close to where his eyes is. Something like that. Let's just look at the picture here for a minute. Okay, so as you can see, compared to like how the cartoon characters, a lot of things have to shift into place, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's just hide these spheres for eyes. We got that. And the way I'm gonna go about doing this is to use a proportional editing. Now, when the artist drew this face, it's not like 100% symmetrical like what we could do with a 3D model. So kind of keep that into account. So let's just focus on one side of the face and see if we could just bring it, you know, bend it into submission. Got a tweak tool and we're gonna put proportional editing on. Might get a little bit of a mess, but hey, whatever it takes to get there, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm just adjusting the size of the proportional editing. Not sure why the size is so small. Give me a second, guys. It's gonna take a little bit. It's really tiny. Not sure why it's this small. Okay, finally got it. There we go. Okay, let's see. Grab again. There it is. Okay. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, let's see what we could do. A little bit at a time. I'm going to also split the view so we could see a 3D view of this. Let's turn this into the 3D view. Okay, we're just gonna slowly start to tweak it into position. Now, granted, when this was drawn, it's not 100% to how the actual face probably should be. But we're gonna keep tweaking it until we get it somewhat there. Corner of the eye. Bring that back. Okay. And this guy has some cheekbones, you know. So, but we're gonna bring the head out like that. Right. Now see, now that we're adjusting it here, you see how it's not 100%, so we're gonna come in 3D here and just kinda start to adjust that. Just keep this right here. Let's bring the scene a bit, because I mean most of what we're seeing here is like his hair is filling out the what's going on. So I'm going between the two views actually. Okay, that's his neck, kinda. I'm trying to keep this brush, this trying to keep this tool kind of big. Okay, that might be working. I think I have to roll back his eye here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna use Blender sculpting. This kind of bring his face in a little bit. I know I said I would like try to do it as traditional polygon modeling as possible, but yeah, sculpting is gonna probably be pretty cool doing working on the rest of this. But let's do a little more proportional. I'm gonna jump and I'm not actually gonna sculpt it. I'm just gonna use the sculpting tools to bring the face into a proper form. And then we'll focus on like making the ear detailed and the eyes detailed and the mouth and the nose. We'll do all that in a minute. All that's going to happen today. Okay, so let's do the last set of proportional moving here. Okay, there you go. Let's make that proportional thing a little bit smaller. Just bring the part here in the eye kind of in there a bit. Okay, let's deal with it right here. Also, the way that this is viewing, this is wrong. Let's change the view angle on this. Yeah, see, this is 50. We want probably something like 70 in the view angle. Field of view, actually. Okay, let's scale that. Hold on. Okay, let's use the sculpt tools now and see what we could, how we could manipulate this. So we're gonna keep this like this, and you don't even have to go into sculpt in Blender up there. You could literally come here under object mode and just click sculpt mode, and all of a sudden you have all the sculpt brushes, and you can use it on your right here in the 3D model. So let's try to do that. The trick is which tool do you use? Let's go with the standard draw brush. The draw brush, I want to kind of carve in, so I'm just going to go hold control. Yeah, that minuses it a bit, so let's just touch a little bit there. We're just using it to move polygons around. And I'm also looking over here. I'm just trying to get a form on the volume happening. You know, he has like some serious cheekbones there. Let's see if we could get that happening. It's kind of hard to for some people to visualize things in this kind of faceted mode there, but we'll make it smooth in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna use it as regular draw. Yes, it really pumped his cheekbones out there a bit. Might be a little bit much. Let's come in here. Okay. If you hold shift, you get smooth. Smooth. I'm smoothing that out. Nope, I want a little more cheekbones in that. Another thing you could do right now, I have subdivision surfaces turned off. We could turn that on. Alright, so you have subdivision surface on, and let's go ahead and try to right click and just add a smooth to that. Hold on, guys. You gotta come out of sculpt mode for a minute. So smooth, alright. Let's go back in, and let's really try to bring this guy home. Go back into sculpt. Now that you know what we're doing, we're just literally moving polygons. We could stay in this mode. Let's go back into sculpt. Hold on, guys. Yeah, so we're in sculpt right now. All right, I'm just trying to get the overall shape. Scale. I also want to see the wireframe on top of this, so I'm just gonna go here and right here in the view gizmos area, under viewport overlays, and just overlay the wireframe. Okay. So remember we got like really nice. Remember we got really nice edge flows happening in this simple model. All right, so we're just gonna do what we could to, oops. Yeah, we're gonna do what we could to try to bring this to some kind of point. Okay. Whoop, it's a little too much there. We could fix that. Okay. Remember, we're not sculpting, we're just literally pushing, using the sculpt tools to push polygons around. And if you've been following me for a minute and trying to do your own polygon modeling, you're gonna appreciate sculpting a whole lot more, for sure. Especially when it comes to the human face. Just gonna smooth that. Just gonna do this here. Okay, smooth that. Okay. I'm kind of looking at it. I'm looking at so when I turn it like this, I'm looking at like the profile to all the cheekbone rolls like this, because I mean he's a cartoon character here, right? So we're just trying to kind of make it close to that as possible. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out and just take a quick peek. Right, so I'm feeling like, let's see, this needs to be a lot a lot slimmer. I'm gonna use a grab tool in here. Just kind of scale that up a bit. I'm just gonna grab this whole section over, like that. Alright, I'm gonna use the grab tool from now on to just kind of bring certain parts of his face in. So you see, like right here by his eye, you could literally grab this and just kind of move this into place, but let's see what we could do here. Bring his nose out a bit. Okay. There's only so much polygons that we have to work with, so we're literally manipulating just the very few polygons that we have. We're gonna have to go back into polygon mode and and play with it, but you know, so we're trying to get this kind of roll off here with the face. You know, it's just kind of like the contours and the volume, right? That's what we're trying to do. Once you get the overall contours and volume, you could add detail to anything. Right, the eyes need work. Everything needs work. Okay, let's look at the overall head here. Okay, that's weird. Why did that move? Okay, it's better. Gonna try to, let's see if we could round out his head a bit. Okay. No, his face, again, his face is not symmetrical, so I'm gonna make his face a little skinnier than what it is, just so it lines up a little bit, because his face look a little thicker here. I'm talking about just the volume of it. Oh, you think it's not that bad, Mason? I don't know, I'm just reading. Oh, you know, you're just responding to me earlier. My bad. Yeah, when I asked how things are going. Okay, I got you. Okay, can't wait to jump into doing the air properly. That's gonna be pretty hot. Gonna bring that. Okay, let's bring in the major volumes. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna bring his eye in here a bit. Okay, I'm looking at the edge loops now. So I'm looking at how these loops are running along here. Okay, let's look at his chin a bit. I believe I got like this kind of contour shape that my friend was trying to make here. So let's kind of put that in there. Okay, so now I'm looking at the overall face. Let's take a look. This overall shape of this. Maybe the top here needs to roll back a bit. There you go. Now he actually has like a kind of serious kind of frowned look here, and that could be saved for later once we rig the face. We could actually put it into that. I'm trying to sculpt it to that as close as I can, but not completely that, because then it will be harder to make him in slightly different emotions. And I'm just assuming, well, I'm not assuming, I'm thinking that, you know, the creator is gonna want some different emotions, but mostly he has an intense stare kind of thing, so we're gonna try to stick with that. Okay, I'm gonna try to bring this kind of closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer, something like that. Okay, a little bit like that. Okay, so now let's go into this view and let's just kind of analyze the head. right? I feel like the top part here is a little wider, but I think that's what my friend was going for. 'Cause I think it's supposed to be like really kind of Ethiopian looking kind of thing. And I think they have like wider, like a wider top of the head kind of thing. I'm gonna try to fix the neck there a little bit. We're not focusing on like the neck and overall stuff, but yeah, working in subdivisions is kind of cool like this, because once you're finished, it kind of gives you a hint of like what the high-res model could look like. Once we start to make things more high resolution. You know, you want definitely things to be a lot smoother. Things you want, you want a lot of these edge loops to flow. Okay, let's go back and take a look. Okay, I want to make his faces overall a little bit slim, so I'm gonna make this brush bigger. And let's see what we could do. Hopefully I'll not destroy it too much. I just brought the chin down. I have a feeling I could bring this part of the neck in a bit. Right, we're supposed to have kind of like a base of the skull type thing happening. Okay, so this is cool so far. It's definitely not the best. Let's turn off the subdivisions. See what the final polygonal mesh looks like. Okay, we can clean up this mesh. See, we got some we got some stuff happening. Let's kind of clean it up a little bit more to resemble this, and then we'll move in. We'll do a detailed air. We'll actually do a proper air. So I'm gonna bring up PureRef. Okay, here it is, and let's go and open that reference edge loop stuff that we have. Okay, so this is some good reference edge loops, and you know, we have a human ear here, and I actually have I believe I have like some kind of reference that actually shows how the polygons twist along to make the ear. But before we do that, let's just go ahead and just kind of clean up this mesh here a bit. I'm gonna save because we kind of have like a bit general kind of structure, kind of look-alike of the drawing. So I'm gonna go silent and focus a little bit, guys. Whoa, we got Spencer Magnuson in the house. What's up, Spencer Magnuson? How you doing? Nice to see you. How's your Friday going?
Wow!
Ah, that's good. That's good. Chilling is good. Well, I'm glad you're here to chill with us here doing some art. Okay, we're gonna move on to doing the air now, guys. No, this is where I'm gonna start to try to focus on actually doing some detail. You know, we gotta make an ear look like an ear, an eye look like an eye, a mouth look like a mouth, a nose look like a nose. So this is where we're gonna like really focus on just certain parts of the model itself, and then once we get those parts done, then me personally, I would go in and start adding different cuts to get like the, you know, like the ridge of the eyebrow and the whole works, right? But we gotta take it a step at a time. Right, so now that we actually got like proper edge looped guy, and you know what the funniest thing is, you could take this guy and save him and keep using him for many other models, you know. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save a version of this guy out here, just in case if anybody on the Discord would like to use him as a base model. I'm gonna call it base, just in case, right? Base just in case. Okay, I'm gonna say it back as this. Okay, let me just double check these edges. Whoa. Okay, I think we might be ready to go. I'm gonna throw up the screen keys just in case if anyone wants to take a look at what that looks like. Let's do that. Where is that? Screen keys. Here we go. Okay, let's do the ear now. Double save. Double, triply, duple dog save. Okay. Okay guys, I'm going back into focus mode. Okay, so just like the head, you could literally load in, like if you have an image of an ear and model on top of that. Also, if you do one ear, you could keep that ear, right? In a parts, you know, just like how you keep the base head, you can keep like ears, nose, and eyes, and then you could just adjust those to the character that you have. You could do that. But let's do it old school. Let's go and let's model an ear. Let's go from scratch. Let's see how much we could observe just by looking at the image here and then using polygons to get it. Then I think I might try to actually overlay the ear just like what we did with the face and see, you know, see how we line up. Most of this for me, well, for anyone that's watching, I would say, hey, load up the reference ear and get it working like that first. But for me, I want to make sure that I could actually watch something and kind of like derive a polygon flow from that. Not the most intuitive way to do it, but definitely it's a good way to train your eye. I think in Pure, if you could flip things, let's flip this. I just want to make sure that I don't want to add like too much complexity in terms of me having to mirror this back in my head. So let's go. How do you flip? I think it's F or something. Oh, is that it? Oh my gosh. Images, arrange. Okay, here we go. Align, selection, flip image horizontally. There you go. Let's do that. It's just focusing on the air here. Okay, it's a little better for my head here. Okay, let's do one layer. One layer of loops. Okay, so this goes into, this is a whole section here. I'm actually gonna run a polygon strip like that just to represent that. Again, this is not, I'm not saying this is the best way, this is just the way I'm doing it. I want extra cuts in there eventually, but we won't do that. Let's just keep it simple and then we'll add cuts in to have things make sense. Just representing simple shapes. Okay, let's have that come in. Okay, so we could continue. We could have this flow like so. Right. Let's fix this. Oh, one more. One more little cut there. Okay. Huh. I know it will be off. Did you know in Blender you could rotate things based upon your view without pressing any axes? You know, if you're like to the top, you could rotate things along this way. If you're here, you could rotate things along that way. If you're like this, you could rotate things along this way. Let's make a loop here. Grab that. Just do like so. So you start. Oh, oh, whoa, whoa. And then everybody's ears is shaped slightly different. Like this person has a little less of a lobe. Their lobe is kind of into the side of their face like that. Some people's earlobes it doesn't go straight in. There's a little more roundness to it, and then it goes in. It actually there's an actual lobe in there. I don't know if I could show that, but whatever. Let's fill this up. I don't even need another cut in there, so let's go ahead and just fill this up right here. Let's make a cut in here. I'm gonna cut that like that. Let's make a loop. So let's see. Let's get a K. Just do like this. Let's stop right there. Let's bring that in. Oh boy, come on. You can do it. Grab. Bring that in. Let's go back side view here. Let's bring this ridges more here, and then this opens out. Right, so maybe we want something like, let's do something like this for now. This is the whole thing, like with polygon modeling. Like I remember when I first started like doing this kind of modeling, it was very uncomfortable. Like I was like, this is how these guys do this? Yep, that's how these guys used to do it. Thank God we have sculpting now, but man, they had to do it this way. Okay, I'm gonna just subdivide this like this. I know there's no supporting edge there, but that's okay. We'll figure all that out. Okay, so this has got to be out. Bring that part out a bit. And just like the face, we could go in with a soft selection or even with a sculpt, and we could like really kind of move the air around until the volumes start to fill out, right? So I'm trying to get this part right here. This part. Okay, let's just look at what this is doing for a minute. Okay, we're gonna roll this back. So I'll take this, and this, and even that. Extrude that. Go wireframe. Let's just grab these out. Okay, let's go back into regular shaded mode. Okay, I'm going to pull these out by just going into wireframe. Look at that, let's pull this into the visible area, like so. Alright. Let's just finish linking this up by putting the face there, like so. Alright, and we're just going to like make a hole going straight back there. So this has got to be a little bit more more pronounced. And you know, one of the cool things is putting a, again, subdivision surface on it and seeing how that works out. Let's see how this flows. This flows like that. Okay, so this ridge has got to be up higher. Okay, that's that ridge. Yep, that's exactly that ridge. Or is it? Bring this up. And actually this ridge protrudes out way past the air. That's what you're not seeing in the photo. When you're doing a face, sometimes you could look at your own head and look at different reference. So like this part here actually goes past like most of the air. Yeah, at least this section of it. So we could grab and do something like that a little bit. Whoop, let's grab this part. Just bring it out just a smidgen. You know, we don't overdo things. I'm gonna bring this so it kind of lines, it kind of flows into that, and this part here too kind of flows flow back into that. Yeah, boy. Okay. Let's take a look at this guy. Okay, I believe we should do something like this here. I kind of get an even thickness here for this section here. We should extrude it down. I want to move this out of the way. Yeah, that's a little weird, so I gotta fix this part here. This actually needs to subdivide a little bit more, but I don't want to do it. I'm afraid. Let's make a triangle. Triangles are easy to make, you know, like, what I mean easy, like we made triangles here already, you know, but trying to stick to this pure quads is definitely a skill. Okay, what I could do here, I could come grab that. Let's yeah, subdivide this. Oh, let's bevel that. You could do that. Alright. Let's do that. Gonna merge that guy back with this guy. Last. So we got a triangle happening there. Alright, let's try to get this guy there. So I'm gonna go over to my side view. Again, I think what used to trip me up, and I don't know if this is tripping anyone up, and the reason I'm saying it because I know there may be people out there who's watching, right? And you may be saying like, wow, how do you know to do this and then do it like that? I'm just gonna say it's all very uncomfortable. It's not comfortable to work like this. It's a very uncomfortable way. Even sculpting is uncomfortable. You know, you get a level of comfort to a point. Okay, so I kind of decided to stop fussing with that part, and I'm just going to try to bring it into that hole. And we'll deal with this part later and just kind of move on to the rest of the air. Right, they call that part of the air canal. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna make this with loop tools. I'm gonna right click loop tools and make that a circle like that. That's fine for now. This guy doesn't need to be overly complex. And we could fill that and we could poke faces. So let's fill it F, and then we could poke faces by going into face and has poke face right there. Select that, move that out. All right, so we just kind of terminated that hole there. And other than that, you know, we could just come around and just kind of tweak things like so. I won't do anything else to this until I get some more subdivision surface stuff happening. Maybe I get rid of this part here, and we just add another loop like so. Connect that to that J and connect that to that. Yo, what? 13 heads. 13 heads just followed us. Hey, what's up, 13 heads? Thanks for following us. Welcome to the Exercionics show. Happy to have you. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, yeah, definitely feel free to join our Discord. There's a lot of helpful things on there, and there's some really nice people in the community, like Spencer Magnuson, like Mason, you know. There's a lot of really helpful, very talented, skilled people on the, you know, in the Discord and in the community. Okay, let's do the rest of the air here. See, I was like literally fussing on this part, and you know, like that's a no-no, right? I just fussed over this part, so I'm gonna continue. I mean, I would have to fix this because I just did too much there. Okay, so let's see. Where were we? We were about to get this Y shape happening. And yeah, we could totally do that. Let's do that. Let's do this. Okay. It's not too bad. This ends about here. And ends about there. And no need for anyone out there to do it the way that I'm doing it. Remember, I'm personally like trying to train my eye to see things. So this is why I'm just looking at it. The traditional way is to load it and match it up in the viewport. And we will do that, but that's not right now. Okay guys, I gotta use the bathroom. We're to the last leg of the air here, which is just this inner part here. And then we'll just deal with the outside of the air and get the outside of the air happening. And then after that, we'll actually adjust the different depths, because if you notice the depth is kind of off. So we'll do that also. And yeah, I think that might conclude the air. Oh, I'm seeing something here. Might as well get it while I'm seeing it. Let's just cut like that. So. Yep. Strike while the iron's hot here. Oh, you come on. There you go. Yeah, once you know, the thing about it is like constantly rotating things in 3D to make sure they actually work in 3 dimensions. You know, that's the fun part for sure. And if it's not fun for you, you gotta make it fun. As fun as you can make it. Okay guys, yeah, I gotta take a little break. I'll be right back and we'll deal with the rest of the air here. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna switch over to the chat there with Xniki, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute. That's good.
Hey, hang on, you guys. I'll be right back. on, you guys. I'll be right back. Hey, hang on, you guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Let's continue the air. This was being a little motivational Evangelion there. Let's go. Okay, so at this point in time, we're about to end this here. I'm about to close this part up. Just kind of looking at the softest way I could do that. And I think it may be just, yeah, the easiest way, because I think I'm just getting way too fussy with the air here. And we should just close it up as easy as possible. Which is not actually, in reality, how these things might actually return. You know, how these surfaces might return, might meet other parts of the surfaces. This might not actually be the way it is, but hopefully by the time we we do some subdivisions and everything, it should just be good enough for the cartoon, this cartoon character. So let's just stick with that. It ain't perfect, but it doesn't have to be. I feel that's like a Tim and Eric song bite. Okay, let's go here. Okay, that's really wrong, but let's just hold on to that for now until we could prove it different. $13 heads? You gotta join our Discord now. You know, you totally know Tim and Eric. Do I know you 13 heads? Classic Tim and Eric. Yeah, boy. Normally I say Tim and Eric and no one knows, like almost no one knows who I'm talking about. Found me in art? Okay. A fellow Tim and Eric alumni. Okay, so I think this should be good enough here, guys. I'm going to let's just deal with the rest of the air. This is drop, as I said, this is really wrong right here, but this is what we're gonna work with for now. Right? Let's my air, I like to actually add some depth to it, so let's try to do that. I'm gonna have it start let's have it start to make a little bit of sense. Very cool 13 heads. Nice to... I'm glad you joined. Miss them, I hope they are well. No, if you talk about Tim and Eric, I think they're doing pretty well for themselves. Like almost every ad on television right now looks like what they used to do on Adult Swim. Almost every TV commercial looks like it's made by Tim and Eric right now. Okay guys, I'm just pulling these points here, which I probably shouldn't do. Let's just let's be smart about these points. Hold on. Just want to fix the air here. You could do GG in Blender to slide. Like so. Grab this, I'll give it the air a little thickness action going. Something like that. You should get kind of like the rim of it. And then we could do some more cuts. Really? When you say your college, you mean like your college projects? Oh man, yeah, definitely. Oh no, no, no. Yeah, you good, you good. Whatever, whatever. No, we good on this show. You don't have to. Yeah, it's all good. I know exactly what you meant. Yeah, we're not sticklers like that here on the Exosonic show for sure. Yeah, we're just a bunch of CG goofballs here. Scientific goofballs. If such a thing exists. Okay, so getting somewhere here. I'm gonna just drop a subdivision surface on it before I continue. I feel like I fussed in the air too much, guys. Like there's too much like stuff happening in there. I should have been way simpler. I mean, I've done simpler in the past, but let's just see what we got. If we just drop a sub D on that, which it's already there. Let's just see what it looks like. Right, so there's some tweaking that needs to happen. All right, let's just join it back with the rest of the head. And then we could do some tweaking and stuff like that. Right, this is by no means finished. And yeah, a lot of stuff has to happen with this. So let's continue. I wonder if I could get away with doing this. I might be able to. Yeah, that point ends nowhere right there. Let's see if we can get away with that. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Let's see. Yeah, we could get away with that. No, nope, nope, we can't. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna merge this like this. Last. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just continue doing that. I know it's really wrong, guys, but just bear with me for a minute. We're gonna have to figure this out. Yeah, that doesn't look like it should be like that at all. Let's do this one here too. Let's do one more cut in here, like so. Excuse me, hold on. I just want to take a peek. You know, let's terminate this here. Yeah, this is. Oops, excuse me. Go back here and last. Oh, come on. Last. Okay. Now. Yes. Let's not do that. Let's select. Let's go ahead and just select these. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's go ahead and subdivide that. Okay, guys. You know what I liked about Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Great Job, or whatever it is. How they had the Cinco line of products. Man, that was so funny. I mean, it's probably not that funny now, but back, yeah, it was funny when it came out because like I haven't seen anybody goof off like that, like, you know, on television. It just blew my mind that they were able to do something like that. And I'm sure they used to probably push the limits also of what Cartoon Network would allow. But there's some things that they used to do that definitely gross. I think they used to do it just to gross people out for sure. Yeah, many jokes age bad. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, many jokes did age bad. Like I tried watching some of the jokes or whatever it is, and it's like, nah, that wasn't nice, you know. Like they had I don't know if you can remember, they had one where it was like this guy, the guy who played Ant-Man, was in one called some job thing where you're sitting at a desk pretending like to do work and that kind of thing, drinking coffee. And then he's like, and he's talking to the computer and he's like, computer, can you play something or the other? And it was like this guy called Thane, and Thane was here to entertain you. That was so funny, right? So I was laughing my head off. Then like fast forward like 4 or 5 years after that, I actually met someone. His name was Thane. I was like, really? That's really your name, Thane? You know? And he's like, yeah, my name is Thane. And I was like, oh, you're here to entertain us, or whatever it is. And he didn't take that joke good at all. But it didn't dawn on me that maybe people probably was poking fun at him and saying stuff like that. Like, it didn't dawn on me. It just was like, I thought he would have seen the show at the time. And it was like, ah. Anyways, yeah, whatever. Okay, this is me trying to fight the air back into submission to flow into the rest of the mesh here, and yeah, here we go. Okay, guys, if you're experiencing any kind of weird slowdown in the stream here, I have no idea what's going on. It happens randomly. I don't know if it's on my. It may just be on my side. Most likely that might be the case. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to merge the air back to the head. And then we'll continue to work on it. J. Ugh. Come on. What's going on here? There you go. Let's just do this. Merge by distance. Control J. Merge by distance also. Okay. Okay, so we got the air back in here. Alright, now it's to adjust the air using Oh no, Mason, what happened? You tried to do a comp and it messed everything up. Did you save your work? I mean, did you save your work before you start doing the animation? Do you have like a version of it saved? Just asking, not trying to add salt to the wound, but ah man. So Mason, you've been watching the show, and you know what happens when we don't save. You've seen it happen to me, Mason. You've seen like have you? I don't know if you have you seen where I did like a whole bunch of stuff and then it wasn't saved, and I was like, oh no, and I was like, oh well, and have to like do it all over again in like the second stream. Right. It would have been good if you didn't save. Ah, I got you. I got what you're saying. So I could just go back before you mess. Ah, right. Yeah. You know, whenever I do animations, I try to like, before I start doing the animation, I save a copy of the file and name it _Ani, ANI for animation. No. I gotta make a save sound alert or something. Or like backup, like a backup sound alert. You know, so you guys could remind me to save like right now. I'm going, seeing that happened to you, Mason, I'm gonna profit from what happened to you by saving myself here. Let's see, screen keys, you guys gonna see it. Screen keys, okay, check it out. Control S, that's what we need right there. I'm gonna have to make a Control S button for you guys to press, so Control S comes up on the screen. What were you animating? What was it? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, you said it was complex. Like, what was it? Oh, a crow. Okay, for a minute I thought it was cow. Yeah, okay, crow, like a crow jumping and flapping its wings. And oh, Okay, okay. Maybe that crashed it, maybe. I had like a cape also. Empty that was parented to my what? A crow with wings and a cape? Which I guess you could really only meant to move the armature around when animating. Right, yep. To avoid these things. Oh. Your meshes were parented to armature. Wait a minute, hold on. But I had a okay. So like my meshes there and everything got okay. So my meshes were parented to your meshes were parented to the armature. Okay, that's not bad. And everything got super complex and messed up. Okay. Yeah, I had a cape also that was parented to an empty that got parented to the crow. Yeah. That's probably where things got crazy. So the cape, did you use the same kind of, was it like a simulation like the curtain? Like what we did like some streams back? Is that what happened? Right, yeah. Yeah, anytime once you're dealing with those kinds of things, yeah, I can see where that can mess up. Yeah, any kind of thing to do with what do you call it? Yeah, anything to do with that kind of stuff, yeah, it definitely could screw up like big time. Yeah, I now know a better way to model it though. Okay. No, when you say model, you mean model a cape? I don't like how this ends like this. Why? Stop. I guess you are really only meant to move the armature around when animating. Right, yeah, so you try to animate the armature while you had simulation stuff going on. That could be a thing. Right, basically, yeah, now okay. Yeah, first model a ring around your dude's neck. Okay, then extrude the rest of the cape. Okay, yeah, and then subdivide the rest of the cape. Okay, yeah. Just moving around the mesh of the wings, and that messed up. Yeah, cause you had a lot of like little calculations going on. Animation in Blender is really good. You know, I have to say it. You know, it's really good. But when you're animating in any software, it normally you wouldn't think it would take a toll on the software sometimes, but it really does. You know, like for sure. Well, you're gonna have to wait, you know, not too long to see me try to do a cape for that superhero that we were working on. You know, that might be a couple streams from now. Oh my gosh, you had water physics also? What? Yeah, yeah. You had like a ton of physics. It sounded like you had a ton of physics in that thing, and that's probably your main thing there. I think this guy's back of his head is too big, so let's fix that. We should get like an actual head of a person, and we're gonna like see, we're gonna compare it to somebody who has a bald head. I'm thinking it's too big. You know. Because somebody could have a flattish, smallish skull, you know what I'm saying? And that would still work. Today's Friday, everybody. Friday. You can hang over with your boy. Come on. You guys know we even productive on a Friday. Come on, guys. Where else? The Exercise Show here on Twitch. Come on, guys, on YouTube. Nah, just that it was messed up. Animation messed up. Yeah. When I did the water ripples, it caused my Blender to do a segmentation. What? You got a segmentation fault? Wait a minute. Doesn't that happen to like hard drives and stuff, where, or like any kind of disk media where you get a segmentation fault and then it like proceeds to corrupt the data? Whoa, bro. So is the file completely gone? Oh no. Okay. I was like, what? Okay. Phew. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. It's a common. Okay, right. Gotcha. You gotta school me on this stuff. I'm always learning. Okay, so basically that's okay. I gotcha. It's a common kind of yeah, I gotcha. I know exactly what you mean. Okay. It's a common reason for crashes. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, get them all the time. Okay. No, okay, I gotcha. Again, you know, I do not know everything. I rely on you guys to teach me this stuff. Okay, what was wrong here? We had something that was wrong here and I was trying to fix it. What was it? Let's do that to here. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, we were fixing like the air. Okay, that's what we were doing. Alright guys, so we got like kind of like the air happening. I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna turn the subdivision surface back on and kind of see what we have so far. Let's go to the front view here. Let's look at the mouth. See what's going on here with the mouth. I just kind of don't like that, so let's do that. We gotta fix the eyes, like for sure. So maybe the next thing that we move on to would be the eye, right? Get the eye going. I think the air might be fine. Let's just drop a subdivision surface, see what that looks like, do some tweaks, and then we'll like probably like try to check the eye out. I don't know if we'll do the eye and the rest of the stuff here in this stream, but let's see how far we could get after subdividing this. Hopefully we can. Guys, my energy runs out, guys. So when do you join all bones together to a root bone? Right. Yeah, I think you asked me this before. Like, maybe I didn't give you a definite answer. Like, let me think about it for a minute. Okay, so you're animating like the bird, right? Right. So I think it's according to what you're animating. I think that's probably the answer I gave you. But yeah, I think maybe what you probably should have done is to, yeah. If you didn't do that, yeah, you should do that. You should merge. It should be all towards the root bone. Yep, definitely. Yeah, because I notice I now need to select all bones if I want to move the entire doodle. Oh, I get you. You told me it's good for games to be able to remove arms and whatnot. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So alright. Okay, so that's it, right? So if it's just one character or whatever, and his stuff is not gonna be detached or whatever it is, yeah, it should all be one. But if you're gonna do like things detaching and stuff, yeah, you could definitely have them as separate armatures. But that aside, you know, it should all just be one armature. That's just the simplest way to do the animations. Yeah. I mean, because if something is detached, then it's a completely separate object all on its lonesome. Like all by itself is like completely separate. Yeah. Like the bones and everything will be separate. The bones, the mesh, you know. It's kind of like the difference between, you know, having a soldier and a soldier with a gun. The gun could have bones in it too, you know, but it's a separate object altogether. Yeah. But for like, if you're just doing that bird, you know, maybe nothing was detaching from the bird. Everything could have been parented to the root bone. Yeah, you're right. Oh man, what's going on here? Okay, we got it back. At least that's the way I would do it, you know. Again, Mason, you know, you guys, come on. Yeah, I would do it that way. It's kind of like, you know what it is? You know what it is? Like, it's like this, right? This is how I see doing CG in general, right? I see it like this. If your solution is not elegant or simple looking, right? Or has some kind of elegant, simple, if it's not easy to just pick up and start back, then, you know, it could work, but probably you'll run into problems. You know, that's kind of like where I left off with that stuff. Eventually, if it's not elegant enough, eventually you're gonna run into some kind of problem. When I mean elegant in terms, I mean elegant in terms of like being like mad simple. Yeah, you know, but simplicity is also overrated. So I'm just saying, it don't always have to be simple, but certain things, I guess. You're right. You're right. Simplicity is somewhat key. So I'll say somewhat key. Yeah, we're gonna have to dive into this eye at some point. Okay, I'm gonna drop the subdivision service on this and see what hell we unleash on this guy. Okay, so it's not too bad. I think the air could be tweaked a little bit more. Looks a little goofy. Let's start to tweak this air a little bit, like what we did the last time. We basically went to the sculpt mode and we just started to push and pull things around. See, we still have the picture of the air right there. I notice the air kind of has a way it pulls back and kind of pushes forward here a bit. Let's see if we get some of that. Yep. Let's get some air loop happening. Just because we don't see a definite air loop here and it kind of joins in, that don't mean that this guy wouldn't have an air loop. Okay, my smooth. Whoa, is that what smooth does? Smooth just like completely obliterates this? Ugh. You only have one thing to fix with your cape, then it's done. Okay, it's bouncy, which is not really what I need. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna probably have to adjust some of those settings. What are you using for the cape? Are you using is Blender's cloth, right? That's what you're doing. No, was it a tutorial from somebody, or is it something you're just trying on your own? Yeah, the same as the curtain. Oh, okay. Yeah, physics is one of those things that could always screw up easily. So don't feel discouraged if you don't get good results right off. It's something you're gonna have to probably keep tweaking to get right. Like, for sure. At least for me, I would say for me that's the case, right? Some people are like savants. They could just jump in there and get stuff like working right off. I'm not like that. Like, whenever I get into like physics, I have to take it like really slow and really simple to get any kind of result happening. Yeah, the same as that curtain. Okay, yep, got that. Okay, I think so far, guys, I think this might be working. The air might be working. Okay, the only thing I have to do now is to come in and just make sure that hold on here. Oh, come on. No, it has like pre-built on, yeah. Right, right. Yeah, nothing's wrong with that. Yeah, all that's good stuff. Yeah, if there's anything that you want me to take a look at, Mason, feel free, because I think I'm gonna stop the stream on this. I'm not gonna push it into the eye as yet, because like, to be honest with you guys, like, people make full tutorials on like doing eyes and ears and nose and stuff like that, and you know, you could definitely do all that stuff in one sitting, no big deal. But I had kind of a long day, so I kind of don't feel like to just jump into that like right off. So yeah, so basically, if you want me to take a look at anything right now, I can, if you want. If not, no big deals, guys. I'll probably start to kind of wind down the stream here. Oh, what's still left? Oh well, I gotta do his eye. His eyes has gotta be done properly. I gotta do his mouth and his nose. He doesn't have a nose. And then after that, once we got that going, then we gotta actually start working on making him look like the character on here. And then after that, then the body, right? We'll do the body and the armor. So we're gonna get this whole guy done up. Now, are we gonna do this entire guy on stream? I'm not sure, but we'll definitely try to get there. You gotta do the inside of the mouth, kinds of stuff like that. How do you merge to blend files? Right, so like in 3D Studio Max, you can literally go merge files and it'll merge and bring everything in. The way you merge to Blender files is that you actually have to go in here to File and click Append right here, right? And you have to go in and select what it is you want out of the file. That's the best way that I know. I don't know if the newest version has something a little bit different, but that's the best way. I've run into that same thing because I think like in Max you literally go merge, and it'll actually merge the two Max files. It'll merge everything. It'll come up with a dialogue and ask you, but you can merge everything. But it doesn't put the material. It doesn't. It should. So if you have a material and an object and you append it, the material should come for the ride. Yeah, for sure. It should. If it's not, let me know. I mean, it's not, the materials is not coming. It's gotta be on an object, or you gotta save it as. It's not. Mason, do you have a special blender? Let me take a look. I'll take a look. I'll take a look at it. Because you know, the new and improved 4 point. Oh, is that what you're using? Are you using the the latest one? I used to use every latest one that come out, but then I realized like some of the plugins I have don't work with the latest and greatest, so I stopped doing that. I kind of wait for a little while before I start using the newest ones. Okay guys, I think this works for now. Is it the best? No, it's not the best. Right? Like with most things, you know, there's tons of improvement that could happen. Let's look for a side view of a character or of a person, and let's just judge it based upon the side view of this guy. Because right now I don't have a side view of the actual superhero. Not the superhero, the actual character. So this is what we did. I focus on one side of the face right here. Let's move the ear apart here. I focus on one side of the face here and just try to kind of get the general shape and things to line up generally like that. Right? Yeah, the side view here, right? It looks not. It doesn't look bad at all. But I think what I wanna do is to bring another an image and just judge it based upon an image. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that real quick. So come out as so the sculpt mode was just for me to push and pull polygons around. I'm gonna go back into regular edit mode here. Select this part here, and I'm just gonna put proportional modeling on. Let's do G. See how big it is. Okay, I'm gonna select this. I'm just gonna move this aside. Okay, it could be a little bit bigger. So G, make it scoot it up a little bit bigger. Oh, there you go. Let's just use this to just pull this guy aside here a bit. Alright, side profile is not bad, but I think it could be a little bit better. Right, the profile needs to work. I mean, right now he looks like an alien, right? And we gotta make him into a human, so that's to come. Let's just save this right now. Can we throw a matte cap on this now? Can we do something fancy? Oh yeah, like you can't. I think on stream you can't see. If I put a matte cap on, you can't see jack. Like, can you guys even see this? Look like you can't see anything. It's like that blue is like you can't see anything on that. How about this one? Oh boy. You guys can?
I mean, but is it making things clearer though? Like, I have a feeling like it's not. ZBrush red. I see something weird in here. What's that? Okay, it went away. Okay, so I'm gonna save this for now, guys. And we'll go into the eyes and maybe the nose in next stream. ZBrush red is good. Awesome. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear if things are working or not. Alright, his eyes definitely need to fix. Now we're gonna fix his eyes. Yeah, that definitely is the next thing that we're gonna be doing here. I see one thing I gotta fix real quick, guys. That's that edge right here. This edge right here. Gotta get rid of that. Come in here. Let's join that edge. J. Okay, that's better. You see, once you tweak things with the subdivision surface on, right, then like all of a sudden, like things start to make a little more sense. Like I feel like the size of his head is really wide, you know, and I think I want to bring that in a bit. You know, I think that needs to happen. Let's just do that real quick. I want to go back into sculpt mode. Make using the grab brush, I'm gonna make it a little bit big. I think I just want to bring, yeah, that's feeling a little bit better. Let's bring that in a bit, smidgen at a time. You'd be surprised what like a small tweak does. Okay. Make his eyes a little bit bigger just to kind of match. Just kind of match this as a smidgen. I know his brow is lower because he's looking angry or whatever it is, but we don't want to overdo that, right? Even though the character is like that, we just give it a little bit of that, and then we're gonna try to give it more of a realistic eye. Let's just raise the end up there a bit. Yeah, see, I'm getting a little too cartoony right now. Oh yeah, I think I just hit a little sweet spot right there. The eyes have it, guys. The eyes have it. His eyes might be a little bit too big, but we got to model into it, so I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Turn off the subdivision. Okay, yeah. But look at that. You know, we did like a sub D kind of object here, and all of it looked as if like we modeled this way. And you know, guys, you know we didn't. You know, we just kind of like we model it to a point, and then we kind of try to bring it into submission with the actual 2D drawing. Shade is flat, so it looks more impressive. There you go. Wow, you guys are polygon, yeah, polygon edge flows and strips, yeah. I mean, this looks good just like this. But, you know, we gotta do more, right? We gotta work on the eye. The ear is done. The ears is done for now. Work on the eye, work on the mouth, work on the nose. I'm gonna turn off this show keys for a minute. Let's quit that. I'm gonna take a look at some of these what do you call it, like some of these reference images and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I was bringing a side view just to double check this guy, so we can totally do that. Let's do that. Let's bring in a side view. So I'm gonna go into my art assets. Hey Mason, if you want me to check something, you don't. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to. I don't know if you did want to me. If no, it's all good. But if you want me to check something, just please let me know. Before I get too deep into this here. Human reference. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, I got all these human reference right here. I'm just gonna double check here real quick on something. A human reference. What's the first face? Do we have the side of a head? Okay guys, we got all these references right here. Alright? Like all these different things of sections of the face and all that kind of stuff. Got how the muzzle of the face, you know, with the nose, mouth and the chin, the angle of that. Okay, let's take a look. So if you go to the side view, our guy is definitely not gonna. Yeah, so his whole nose front here needs to go up higher. This is why this stuff is so cool to do. So let's let's keep sculpt this way, and we're just using the sculpt brush to move this whole thing. This is so cool because before in the past, all you had was the proportional editing soft selection, which is fine, but I think Sculpt does a nicer job of pulling these polygons where we need them. You know. For sure. I'm just gonna do that. Where's our nosy guy? Here. Yeah, this thing here. Let's pull that. Bring that into here for more of a kind of muzzle thing, right? It's supposed to be have an angle, so I mean, we could easily come in here also and just drop a. Let's just drop like some kind of reference thing. So I'm thinking, what angle is this? It's like, okay, let's see. If you divide that here, divide that there, it's almost a 45 degree. I think it's less than. I think it's like a 30 degree. Anyways, let's come in here and let's just drop up. Let's just drop a single vert. Here we are. Grab. Oh, I'm gonna turn off proportional editing for now. Grab this. I'm gonna drop this little vert like down here. I will this little thing here. I'm gonna extrude that here. Probably up to like where the chin is right here. And then I'm gonna extrude along so. Alright, I'm gonna select this edge here. Alright, let's rotate that edge. Let's go 30 degrees. So rotate. Oh, come on. R for rotate. You could type 30 or along the x-axis. Let's grab, snap that there. Yeah, so the nose supposed to come touching out there. This is like some cool stuff to have this little reference here to kind of tell you, well, this is what this is supposed to look like, you know. It's very neat. So I'm gonna grab it and try to have his nose touch that edge. Go back into sculpt. I'm gonna make the brush large enough. I'm gonna go by the tip of his nose here. I'm gonna just drag that out. We need the brush a little bit larger than that. I wanted to affect like the front of the face. And you guys might be like, hey Nick, Nick, how do you know to do this? I think it's less than 30, but whatever. Let's just drag it. Let's go. And then everybody's face is different. Like people have different face depths and all that sort of stuff. But there's things that are generally kinda the same. You know. I'm gonna pull this out. Okay, you're gonna kind of even out the depth here as it goes forward. Okay, yeah, the mouth doesn't touch, so we got that part. But then this is also like a lady, so we gotta be careful not to, you know, because sometimes I think like with some of the stuff, men's faces have different kind of dimensions to it, you know, the body and everything. So you just gotta be careful with some of the reference. Okay, I think that's good. I don't want to go all the way to the edge here. I think that might be much because she has like a more pronounced nose. And then men's face might be slightly different. And then according to like race and that kind of thing, like, you know, people have different face depths, stuff like that. You know, like I noticed like some Asian or Chinese people have a flatter depth of face, you know. Let's make this a little smaller. Bring that brow part out. So it's so cool to be able to use the sculpt tool just to move polygons around like this again. Pretty neat. It's kind of softening out some areas. Like look at this area right here. Why is that guy doing that? Okay, I'm gonna go back into the points mode here. And let's just edit some points. See if we can get things to make some level of sense somewhere. Okay. Yeah, this part here has got to be out here a bit. I'm gonna bring these points kind of together. Okay, let's take a look at what disaster we caused. Aha! That is looking a whole lot better, if you ask me. And still we haven't actually used actual reference of somebody's side, like side of their face. Nice! Yeah, boy. Okay, I'm a little happier with the side view, but we still haven't seen a proper side view of a human head. Let's see if I could find that. If I don't have it here, we could just go online and find one. You know, no big deals. I'm gonna do that before I leave, also before we leave the stream. So stick around. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, look at this! I have a human head. It's a woman again. It's a, what do I mean a woman? It's a female. Okay, and remember I was talking about the air thing? This is how you build an air right here. Right here, guys. Not the way you saw me doing it. This is the way you do it. Right? These are, all you do is just run these polygons like this along like an image. You know, so maybe one of these days I'll do this. You know, so you guys see how to build an air the real way, you know. You can watch what I've done, but what I've done looks a little chaotic because I was just basically trying to train my mind to be able to do this stuff without watching reference all the time. Right, this is how you build an air. First step is like this, then all the other consecutive polygon strips or edge loops need to follow that pattern. And then you subdivide it like so. Let's load this one into Blender. Let's load this one into Blender. At least, you know, it's not perfect, but at least it's I mean, I already see some things that are different. At least it's something, right? I'm gonna load this one in. So we go into side view here. Right, and oops, come out of edit mode. Shift A, image, background, and I'm going to go into the art reference folder, art assets. Let's come here, reference, human anatomy, face. Let's see, what's the name of this one? Face muscle structure side view. Right here, you guys see that? You should be able to flip this. Adjust empty mirror. Maybe could just Control M will work. Alt M, I mean. Did I press Control M? X, Y. There you go. Oh, look at that. That worked. Blender. You know, you gotta give the Blender guys credit. You know, they always try to make sure all the commands are almost the same everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna scale this so it fits the head, our guy's head. Again, this is a female, and there may be some slight differences with how, well, there is differences, right? There's not slight differences. There are differences with the male, you know, head structure to a female one, you know. You guys can look that up. Okay, so her head is tilted a slightly different way. Only because I was trying to like match up with our guy's stuff. And the head is like a much smaller. So maybe we try to replicate some of this. Alright, I'm gonna scale off the eye. Okay. We're gonna try to get it close. Alright. So this is what I was talking about, guys, like doing some stuff in your head just all for your memory, and then bringing your reference in, you know, bringing in a little bit of reference here and there, and just tweaking what you have to the reference. So the good thing about that is that there's some benefits. The benefit, I think, to that is, one, you're going to have a model that's kind of to your style. Alright, let's bring this here. Wow. Yeah, his head is like cartoonly big. I don't want to stray from what my friend has though. Yeah, if I was to like bring this into submission of that, yeah, that might not work. Okay, let's see if we could, let's see if we can have a compromise. Hold on here. The air is in the wrong place. Okay, I told my air was too forward. Now it's too back. Now I realize my air is too forward. I'm gonna bring the air back a bit, relax it back a bit, and yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the sculpt mode. we got the air here. I'm gonna make the brush a little bit bigger. Let's see if we could drag the whole air over. Oh my gosh, yeah. Let's change the fall off of this. Right now it's smooth. Maybe I want it linear. I'm gonna bring his air back a bit. I'm keeping it going along this plane only because I don't want to change the up and down position of it, the height of it. His air could drop a little bit though. In reality, let's just drop it a bit. Try my best not to destroy things too much. Okay, maybe his head is a bit too big here. We're gonna bring that in. Okay, I pull the airs back as safely as I feel. It should go back. I'm gonna make the. I don't know if you guys can see, but what I'm doing is the actual wireframe on here. I have it in the wireframe mode. I could let's see if we could turn it. We could turn it here, and then make that kind of transparent. Then you could see a little bit of the overlay there. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Gonna bring the head in a bit. His head is like kind of massive. Let's bring the head in. Remember, this is a female, right? Head, but it's still based upon like an actual human. You can get these references online. You know, you can just do a Google search for human anatomy reference. A human anatomy chart or something, and you could get like or you could do like a musculature chart. You could do a search for that. Okay, I think his head is in better position than what it was. He does. Bring that in a little bit more. Let's curve the neck in a little bit more. And we don't want to make his head too female-like. Okay, that's like that. Let's bring the jaw. So I'm gonna make the thing grab it a bit. Let's bring his jaw down a bit. All right. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the way he looks in here. Let's take a look. No, it doesn't. Actually, it looks a lot better in here. Look at that. Let's take a look in 3D. Yeah, this looks much more reasonable. The cheekbones look pronounced, but once we do a subdivision surface on it, it should be okay. Let's make it not ghosted. Oh yeah, it looks better. Things are in better position. We fixed the muzzle, right? We fixed his muzzle, like the nose, mouth, and chin. That's the muzzle part. The depth of his face there, could probably kind of scooch that up a bit. Right, we fixed the depth. Let's make this a little smaller. Let's bring out the cheekbone here a bit. Let's curve that. Okay, tuck that back. Right, he has like definite cheekbones going on based upon what my friend has for his own character. Once this is subdivided, it all falls into place. It looks kind of a little bit pronounced here, and we could soften it up, but once you subdivide it, it should look good. Something like that. Yep. Yeah. Let's do the bottom part here. We could definitely come in here and just do little tweaks. Okay, guys, we're almost done with the stream here. So let's see. So this is cool for now, right? We will continue to tweak it as we move on to the eyes and the nose and the mouth. We'll just continue tweaking. We're never going to stop tweaking. No, yeah, we're going to stop at some point for sure. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit better about the overall character being like the comic book, the model. And when you only have one view of a character to work with, it makes it a little bit challenging, but we're able to overcome that. We're able to overcome that and make it work for us. Alright, I see little anomalies like things looking too flat. That's kind of wrong. You just grab those things and round them out. You know, no big deals. Right. Spotted the head here. Alright, we're able to bring the head in. That's good stuff there. Yeah, looks odd. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm looking at things that should have a natural curve to it, and it's a little flat. So I'm just tweaking things. So like when you watch like the curve here in the low poly, like where this edge goes like this edge here, I'll show you guys. Hold on. Like this edge, right? This edge, when you do like that, right now I can see like this part here looks flat where this point meets, and that's not really that correct. You kind of want to just kind of pull it out like slightly like that, so there's a little more of an arc going on. That's the kind of things that, you know, I tweak when it comes to like organic surfaces, like a human head or something. Yeah, like any part that looks overly flat, I just pull it out just slightly. But we don't want to destroy, you know, the little tweaks that we did in using the sculpt. So using the sculpt brushes in here was a little bit of a cheat, guys, because, you know, back in the day there was no such thing. You had to do everything with proportional editing, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make my friend's character look pretty cool. So that's, I guess, gotta use all the tools. That's why they invented the tools, because it was a pain to do it otherwise. There you go. That's a ticket. Okay, here we go. All right. So let's see here. Let's center the center thing. Okay. And let's put the subdivision surface back on it, just to make sure everything looks correct with it on. There we go. I'm gonna get rid of this this little guide we had here to help us. Yeah. Alright, this head looked somewhat okay in here. And his head looks somewhat okay in here. Just smooth it out so we could right. Okay. The air still look pretty good enough. It looks good enough. It's not perfect. I would change a lot in the air actually. Let's look here. Like this part here is a little too tight. Bring that out. Select these parts here. Let's bring these parts out. Okay, that's a little bit better. It still needs a little tweaking. Alright, the mouth definitely needs work and everything. Okay. So I keep saying the same things. This needs work, that needs work. Let's you know the eyes are completely off, right? Because we moved a bunch of stuff. We eventually going to have to read, just kind of fix the eye and that kind of thing. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix this eye, so that everything will work in here properly. Right now he looks like a little alien-like, so we got to get rid of that. You know, the eye's it's gonna need work. I like the definition that we're getting from the from the raw mesh that's not subdivided. So definitely we're gonna take that into account when we're actually gonna do some subdivisions. Right, we're gonna make sure that the sharp edges that this gives you, that we get that back. You know, but this is a better definition of what he looks like.
J'ai envie de te cracher à la gueule. Mais la vérité, mais on s'en fout de la vérité. Tu crois quoi de la vérité, toi? Y a pas de vérité dans ce monde. Te crache, mais la vérité. 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 Mais la vérité, mais on s'en fout, on s'en fout, on s'en fout, on s'en fout.
Okay guys, so yeah, I think I'm gonna call that a stream for now. You know, I hope you get better results with your animation projects and stuff. Yeah, when you do simulation, definitely it's gonna really take a toll on your system. Hey, 13 heads, you know, big up to you for following and just coming in and saying hello. You know, that's great. Hey, yeah, no problem, no problem. Tomorrow we normally have our chill out stream, right? So in our chill out stream, let me let you guys know, like anybody out there who don't know what that is, it's a hangout stream that we have on Saturdays or on Sundays, or maybe both Saturday and Sunday sometimes, where I come on, you know, I draw stuff. We could play games together, you know, and I could draw stuff and you could color it if you want, or you could draw stuff with me. We could play tic-tac-toe, or we could even play a game called Box, right? And or if you want me to react to videos or listen to music, anything like that, we're just hanging out, no big deals, having fun. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and it's normally tomorrow at 10. So if there's anything, I'll see you guys later. If you want to see a few videos that kind of inspire me with animation, just stick around for the end of the stream right here, and hopefully see you tomorrow. And if you're new, you know, like Brawly77 and you know, you 13 heads, you know, feel free to join the Discord. You can chat with me anytime on there. Okay, guys, see you later. Thanks and peace. Exosonic out. Bye bye.
My name is Imogen Sajet. I am a scientist. Isaac Imogen. Private channel contact, you copy?
Read you clean and clear, Command. Status of your synth cores?
I have been taught that history moves like the tide. A slow, inexorable movement. That the surf crashing on the beaches of time is an illusion. A momentary expression of change. The cores feel good. Quantum conduit's green. It's their links with ship's power I'm less happy with.
Are you calling Red?
Right now, that surf threatens everything I have ever known. On any other day I would.
Did not catch that. Repeat, are you calling Red?
Yesterday, my work made sense. I had a place that I earned. No intel, I'm not. Startup should even out irregularities. The synthetic hyperspace cores I designed were perfect, and I was to begin training a team of navigators. They were going to usher in a new age for my people, freeing us from reliance on ancient, unfathomable progenitor technology. Today, they are a means to an end. Today, I am being called into service as the only possible navigator of the Higaran mothership, Karkushan. Standby for mothership main sequence initialization. Here we go. Its sister ship, the Kar Sajuk, disappeared 20 years ago in a region of space known as the Anomaly, along with our original hyperspace cores and my mentor, Karen Sajet.
Only forward. Switching to open channels.
And now, I alone am left to solve the equation. I am declaring launch enabled. Cautiously. I will be bound into the Karkushan, merged with the ship in both body and mind. Will I even still be me after the procedure? I don't know.
My boards match. I concur. Launch enabled. Powers internal.
There is no more time for training. No more time for preparation. We've been ordered to launch. My entire life has been study, analysis, planning. Today, the galaxy is burning. My name is Imogen Sajet. I am Fleet Command.